draft the laws. We need to allow further participation. But I think the heart of the matter is that we have to aim for greater economic justice. And the inequalities that exist now, a lot of it is structural, and a lot of it is inherited. The way assets are distributed have a strong influence on how income and opportunities are also distributed right now. So we have to tackle these issues. At the same time, you will have noticed...
Despite the fact that they are very unpopular?
Yes, but I'm coming to the point that at the same time, there are also greater expectations about what public service should cover. So, the Constitution talks about free education, it talks about free healthcare, it talks about a number of other welfare payments, if you like. And this has to be financed. At the same time, it's clear that if you want to remain competitive, you can't raise income tax. In fact, actually, corporate income tax is likely to come down. You can't raise tariffs because you have more and more agreements as far as international trade is concerned. You could, of course, try to increase VAT. But that alternative compared to what we're thinking in terms of, taxes on assets, I think it's pretty clear that it's the preferable option. But we have to be sensitive to the criticisms, to the opposition, and we will try to cater to legitimate reasons of concern. So, for instance, inheritance tax, you have to have a cutoff point. How big the inheritance has to be before you have to pay tax.
So the standards need to be there.
Yeah, and for property tax, there will have to be exemptions for residents, maybe for agricultural use and so on. But you should also penalize people who have lots of land without using the land to its potential. We shouldn't allow people to have, amass an incredible amount of land, and at the same time, as you see, how many protesters there are, asking for just a small piece of land.
Yes. Now, in the past, critics say that this, especially the inheritance part, hasn't passed through because the people who pass the law are the people who will be directly affected by it. Now, you're trying to do something that hasn't been done, especially in the Thai Parliament before. How optimistic are you that it will go through?
I think, I believe in using reasons. And, when it becomes apparent that this is something that is necessary to achieve justice and also to make sure that there is enough revenue for the government to provide the services that are expected. I hope that the parliamentarians who are representatives of the people, they're the ones that also call for all these services from the public. They also don't want to reduce the competitiveness of the country. They will come to see the necessity. It's not going to be easy, but it's something we should aim for, and it's something that we should try.
Now, foreign investor confidence, international confidence in Thailand is also one of the top priorities that you want to take care of. In the, 3-4 weeks or so that you've been in office,
it seems a lot longer.
Does it seem a lot longer? Does it? How far do you think you've come?
I think we've made substantial progress. How many people thought in mid-December that by the end of this month we would even have maybe even a functioning government amidst the chaos. We have a functioning government, responsible, accountable to Parliament, and I've told my ministers, and they have complied to my request of really attaching importance to Parliament. And we've now achieved the certainty of hosting the ASEAN Summit with all the agreements passing through Parliament.
Yes.
We have now passed the first reading of the mid-year budget, which is a key component of our economic package. That's all done all in 1 month.
How do you plan to communicate directly to the international community, though?
Well, I started ever since I was appointed by giving a number of interviews to key players in international media.
Yes.
That was a start. And then, of course, I used the various occasions, like the talks to the FCCT, meeting investors, local and foreign, to spread the message. And now I'm taking the message abroad, going to Davos tonight, going to Tokyo next week, and hoping also to go to China sometime after the ASEAN Summit, as well as visiting all the ASEAN countries, which is a tradition of introducing.
Before or after the summit itself?
Some will be before, but I have to juggle my schedules a bit.
Yes, we can see that very, very clearly. Now, several agencies that attract international attention are in trouble right now. Thai Airways, for one. The AOT is in a bit of a mess. Just yesterday, news about the Thai Privilege Card, the Elite Card. Now, how do you plan to deal with such image-breaking problems?
I don't think it's a question of image-breaking. I think, particularly in the case of the Thailand Privilege Card, it's a project. It hasn't worked out. Former Prime Minister said that the target is to sell 1 million cards, and almost 10 years on, only 2,000 are sold.